We're on.
Yes, we are.
Here we are again. Wow.
Good old domestic tranquility, you and me.
It doesn't feel like it's been so long, but I've been making plans.
You have? Tell me about them.
Well, I've decided that in terms of the modern retirement home.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
I was looking at brochures and I was reading up on things. And recently I read in the paper that people are over 60 are going to be able to go to Mars.
Oh?
Yes. And I thought that would be perfect for you and I.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
Really. That would, you know, it's a bit of a trip. I know. It's a little
What
farther away
about
than
coming
Hartford.
Back?
It's, well, they're only selling one-way tickets.
They're only one way. So,
only one way.
So once we're there, we can't come back,
Well,
right?
No, they'd never say that.
Oh, yeah, they would.
No, they
Once
wouldn't.
you're there, you're stuck,
I
right?
don't know how long it takes.
I mean, how could you come back? They don't have any facilities for sending you back.
A little longer than to get to California, but once we're there, we'd never want to come back.
A little longer than to get to California?
A little longer.
I think it's longer than that. It's a good deal further than the moon. So I should think it would take...
You've got to be positive about this. I'm excited.
I'm not.
I'm really excited. I mean,
what is it that excites you about it?
We wouldn't need a car. We just bounce to wherever we want to go. The air is different. Now,
very different.
Now, I understand...
We have to live in a dome or something, I think.
I understand that movies have not exactly portrayed Mars as user-friendly.
Well, I remember a short story called Mars is Heaven that was really very negative about Mars.
Who wrote that? Ray Bradbury?
Yeah.
He wrote something. Yeah, I think it was Ray Bradbury. And
I remember.
Mars Attack, you know, wasn't particularly friendly.
No.
But that's just the media, you know. They can't fight communism anymore.
They're being mean to the Martians?
They're attacking Mars. And we don't even know if there are Martians. But I think it would be wonderful to conclude our lives on another planet. Think about that, Tasha.
I have, and I don't like the idea.
Oh, well. Okay, stop the show. There's nothing more we can do here today. She doesn't want to go. I was expecting that she would be really enthusiastic about wanting to go, but you're just, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Well, you know...
Everything's crumbling in my mind.
There's a few little odds and ends of things that, you know, might not be such a good thing. For instance, we'd never get to see any of the grandchildren or the great-grandchildren again.
We could Skype with them.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
It's too far away.
No, they will have instant communications by then. And we'll have a TV the size of the Ritz. And
everything we ate would have to be canned.
No. They'll have grow gardens.
It would probably be some kind of paste.
You mean like Colgate's?
Paste.
Nutritious
No.
Colgate.
Nutritious paste that you
bad.
squirt into your mouth.
Hey, that saves.
And you don't cook.
You don't need
I would
a
be very
dishwasher.
sad if I couldn't cook anymore.
You could cook. You could cook the paste.
No cooking.
No. How do you know? You're not really being positive.
And we wouldn't be able to be on TV.
Of course we would.
No, we wouldn't be here.
We'd be monitored. Everything would be monitored. We could sit and chat and be viewed all over the stratosphere. And I'm sure in some of the other planets, they'd like us and perhaps invite us to come and make guest appearances. You've got to be positive about this. It's a good idea. The government
for somebody else.
The government's behind it. We're the right age group. And once we got there, it would be a blast. It would be a bit of a trip, but it's a bit of a trip to go to New Zealand.
How many months and years would it take, I wonder?
Don't think that way. We'd have a wonderful chair that we'd be sitting in, looking out over the planetary skies, seeing beautiful views.
Supposing we didn't like the people that we went with, we would be stuck with them for the rest of our lives.
You like everybody. I've never known you not to like anyone at all. You're the friendliest, kindest, sweetest person.
Well, yes, in my home. and under good conditions.
Mars
But I don't
would-
know what I'd be like if I had to live under terrible conditions. I might become very grumpy.
We would have a
I don't think
beautiful
it's a good
apartment
idea.
with a very high-tech apartment with a tremendous
Who is
variety-
going to build this apartment?
The government.
No, dear. No, dear. The people who go to Mars are the people who are going to be responsible for everything.
Look, it's not like we're going across Kansas in a covered wagon.
No, it's worse.
It's not worse at all. We're not being attacked by savages. The Martians
How do we
is-
know? There could be terrible people there
They're
already.
friendly. They want to get to know us. They want to breed with us.
No. No.
No,
No.
you don't want to. Never mind.
I don't want to breed with anybody. Thank you very much. I am finished in the breeding department. I think that's probably why they want people over 60.
Non-breeders.
Non-breeders. Safe.
Safe.
Yeah. No. Nobody gets pregnant in Mars.
How do you know?
What?
Oh, you could. How do you know no
People
one
over
gets-
60 don't.
in this planet, in this
In this
strategy?
planet, dear, people over 60 have passed their child-rearing years, and they don't bear children anymore.
Do you remember reading that there
Sometimes
was a woman in France?
there's a woman in France, and she got him to stick stuff into her womb.
Yeah.
Okay, but it didn't. It wasn't like she was fertile.
Mm-hmm.
She had herself implanted with already fertilized embryos.
Mm.
It's not the same thing.
Simplifies it tremendously.
You
Really,
really have marvelous ideas.
it simplifies it.
Yes, it may simplify it, but you know what?
Would any ladies out there like to go to Mars? Perhaps you might call my wife and chat with her a little and give a secondary opinion.
You have to be over 60, don't forget.
We don't know anyone under 60, do we?
Well, we know quite a few
We
people
have friends
under
under
60. Come on,
60?
Stephen.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can't say that. And, our money would accrue in the bank.
What good would it do us?
Well, we'd have it when we got back.
We aren't coming back, remember?
How do you know we're
It's
not
a
coming
one-way
back?
ticket. That was something that you read. You read me that article, and I remember.
Well, now it's a one-way ticket, but I'm sure they're going to perfect that and have returning flights. But do you imagine the lecture circuit we could do as one of the few Americans who went to Mars? National Geographic would have features on
Now,
us.
I could understand it if you said you wanted to retire to a place on the moon.
What's the difference?
Quite a difference.
There's nothing on the moon.
Very low. What's on Mars?
Oh, they've got everything
Oh,
on
no,
Mars.
no.
They've got plant life.
No. No.
They've got the Marriott is building the Marriott Mars. It's going to be huge. It's in domes,
No,
but so what?
I think we should envision a nice retirement community on the moon,
The
which
moon.
we could travel back and forth if we had the money to do so, of course.
That's so
Low
mundane.
gravity.
It's so mundane.
Would last longer.
Yeah, we would. We'd live longer, and we could bounce.
It might be fun.
Just stand and sort of jump a little and be half a mile down the road. And if we did it holding hands, there's just something romantic about the red planet.
The red planet.
The red planet,
And all those things with the long legs that come
There
out
are
of the
no
bushes
things with
and
the
attack
round
you.
legs in the bushes. There are no bushes.
How
for
do you
one
know?
thing.
There may be bushes for all you know,
I don't think
made
there
of
are,
something different. Maybe
I-
not like bushes we have.
I don't think there are bushes on
Well, all right,
Mars.
out of holes in the ground.
Holes in the ground.
Yes.
Well, I can't argue with you. I never can argue with you. I come up with an astoundingly wonderful idea, and it's just shot down without even giving it a try.
Giving it a try? How do you expect
I mean,
to give it a
be
try?
flexible now. Envision yourself in a beautiful dome-shaped structure with
Do you
wonderful
know
paste.
there were people who lived in a dome on the desert not too long ago that I read about, and they had a horrible time because things kept breaking, for one thing, and and the food, they got terribly thin because they couldn't grow anything that
Good.
Yeah, no, not good. They couldn't grow anything that would really fatten them up at all. And they got worse and worse and worse, and finally, most of them quit. Only, if you were in Mars, you couldn't quit. You would be stuck with it.
I'm not so sure of that.
I am.
I'm really not so sure of that.
The article was quite explicit about its being a one-way trip.
I know, but...
And if for no other reason, I would never take a one-way trip anywhere.
Now, first of all...
That I knew I couldn't return.
By the time we're ready to go, they will have perfected computers so we can communicate with everyone in the family.
That's not the same thing as being there.
Well, it takes the worry out of being, you know, really.
Oh, you are too much.
It does. It takes the worry out of everything. It would be a treat to see us, assuming we weren't decaying, which I don't think we would.
Decaying?
We would do. No.
In that wonderful dome. I hope we won't
dome.
decay.
Really. And I just think it would be nice. I want our viewers to get in on this and call the station and let us know how you feel about spending the last 30, 40 years of your life on Mars. You imagine playing basketball, the hoops could be 2 miles apart and you shoot the basket.
Not necessarily. I don't know what the gravity is on Mars, Stephen.
Oh, it's like the moon.
I'm sure it's, no, not necessarily.
Oh, we'd be bouncing around.
No, I don't think it's like, it might be a little bit less than Earth, but not a whole lot. Because Mars isn't that much smaller than Earth.
Think of the endorsements we get.
The gravity has to do with the size of where you are, I think.
I think of the endorsements. I mean, all this product we'd be given to try, like all different kinds of paste to sort of gobble up and speak well of, you know? Well,
the only plus thing, aside I could see to it, is we'd get awfully thin. But then there'd be nobody to see how thin we were, so what good would it do?
Of course we'd be Skyping every day with the modern equivalent.
Honey.
We'd be out there, we'd be smiling and happy.
It may be that they're...
Ambassadors of goodwill. And personally, by the time we're ready to shove off, we'll be able to come back.
By the time we're ready to shove off,
yes.
Then we wouldn't be able to sustain the rigors of the trip.
Yeah, we could sustain the rigors of the trip. You sit down, you close your eyes. When you open them, you're 25,000 miles away, hurtling. You've never hurtled before. You don't know what it's like to hurtle.
Who is going to build the device that brings you home?
Howard Hughes. I don't know. I mean,
Howard Hughes is long gone, my love.
Well, we think he is, but we never know for sure with celebrities, you know. If I told you how many people I thought had passed over who are walking on the street granting interviews, you'd be shocked. But we don't have to go there.
Reports of my death are greatly exaggerated.
Something like that. But all of your rebuttals are traditional, and I can appreciate how you feel, but I really think you need to look at this a little differently. This is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Well, how would you like me to see it differently?
I'd like you to want to go, and we can pack. At least we can pack and find out how much we can take with us.
I doubt very much that you can take much with you.
Oh, I think you can have carry-on.
What would you do without all of your stuff? You couldn't take your stuff. You'd be stuck without any stuff anymore. How could you do your art?
I'd share it amongst the family.
There wouldn't be any magazines to cut up or make things out of. There's so much you couldn't do there. You would be bored out of your tree.
No.
I know you.
We could take long walks in the dome.
There'd be nothing to read anymore either. Once you read the books you took, what would you read? There'd be nothing to read.
Oh, they've got Twiddle or whatever it is, and you can get instant books that you can read.
Oh, you're relying on the fact that there'd be transmission, and I'm not sure there would be.
Of course there'd be transmission.
There are gigantic storms on Mars, and I think it would knock everything out.
No, we'd be in this beautiful geodesic lifestyle.
Yes, but the transmissions have to come through it, from it, to it, whatever.
Yeah.